Have you ever felt like you're simply not seen in a crowded room, a bustling market, or even by a busy store clerk? It's that subtle, impactful moment when you're present yet overlooked, as if an invisible barrier stands between you and the world. If that resonates with you, know this immediately. It's not just you. This experience of feeling overlooked, or what we call social invisibility, is far more common than most people realize, especially as we age. It's not a reflection of your worth, your intelligence, or any personal failing on your part. Instead, it's a widespread phenomenon that can leave you wondering what's wrong, when in truth, nothing is wrong with you. In this exploration, we're going to unpack the surprising social science behind why this happens. We'll delve into social invisibility, not as a personal flaw, but as a complex interplay of social, psychological, and environmental factors that quietly shape our daily interactions. This isn't about fixing something broken within you. It's about understanding the deeper mechanisms at play in public spaces. By examining these forces, you'll gain a new perspective, transforming a frustrating experience into an opportunity for profound insight. Over the next few minutes, we will explore 5 powerful reasons why you might feel overlooked, and what those moments are truly trying to tell you. Each reason reveals something deeper about our human interactions, societal dynamics, and your own inherent presence. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand the hidden science of social invisibility, but also discover practical, empowering pathways to confidently reclaim your space and truly be seen. Let's begin this journey of understanding and empowerment. Our brains are incredible, constantly sifting through an enormous amount of information from the world around us. Yet, to avoid being overwhelmed, your brain and everyone else's uses countless mental shortcuts. These are like automatic filters, helping you make sense of things quickly. This phenomenon is what scientists call a cognitive bias, an unconscious pattern of thinking that can sometimes lead us to pay attention to certain things while inadvertently filtering out others. It's not a flaw in judgment, but a built-in efficiency system. One of the most striking of these shortcuts is called inattentional blindness. You may have heard of the famous gorilla experiment, where people watching a video of basketball players failed to notice a person in a gorilla suit walking through the scene. They were so focused on counting passes that the obvious gorilla became invisible to their perception. In daily life, this plays out constantly. When you're rushing through a busy street, looking for a specific store, or waiting for a friend at a cafe, your attention is narrowly focused. Others around you are doing the same. They are absorbed in their own tasks, their own internal monologues, and their own immediate priorities. This intense focus means they can genuinely miss what's right in front of them, including you. Now, this natural tendency for inattentional blindness can be subtly amplified by societal perceptions, especially as one ages. Research suggests that in some cultural contexts, attention may be unconsciously drawn more readily to younger individuals, perhaps due to perceived roles in society or the rapid pace of youth-centric environments. Without conscious intent, a brain might inadvertently prioritize perceived novelty or action over stillness or reflection. This isn't a deliberate slight. Rather, it's a subtle, unconscious filtering mechanism at play, where age can become one of many factors influencing what the brain registers as significant in a fleeting moment. Consider a common scenario. You're at a bustling coffee shop, having arrived first, patiently waiting at the counter. A younger person walks up moments later, perhaps more visibly engaged with their phone or speaking loudly, and the barista's attention goes to them first. Or perhaps you're out with a younger family member, and a store clerk directs their questions or explanations directly to your companion, even though you were the one who initiated the interaction. These moments, while frustrating, are not necessarily personal attacks. They are often the subtle, unconscious manifestations of inattentional blindness, where the other person's brain, overloaded with sensory input, simply filtered you out without malice or awareness. Understanding these perceptual biases is profoundly liberating. It clarifies that when you feel overlooked, it's rarely about your personal worth or significance. Instead, it's a reflection of how the human brain processes an overwhelming world, often taking shortcuts that can, unfortunately, make some individuals feel unseen. Recognizing that these biases are universal and unconscious removes the burden of self-blame. You are not at fault. Rather, you are experiencing a common phenomenon rooted in cognitive science. This awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your presence, not by changing who you are, but by understanding how you are perceived. Beyond individual perceptions, a powerful, often unseen force shapes how we are acknowledged in public. Societal ageism. This isn't about personal ill will, but a pervasive prejudice or discrimination rooted in a person's age. It's a systemic issue, woven subtly into the fabric of our culture, impacting how older adults are perceived and treated. You might not always recognize it, but ageism manifests in quiet, unconscious ways, from dismissive attitudes to assumptions about capability. Understanding this wider lens is crucial, as it helps explain why sometimes, despite your presence, you might feel truly overlooked. These societal attitudes often crystallize into stereotypes, creating what we can call social blinders. Think about the common narrative surrounding aging, that older adults are frail, slow, or perhaps technologically inept. While you know this isn't true for yourself, these prevalent stereotypes in media and everyday conversation can unconsciously influence how others perceive you. They create preconceived expectations, leading people to see you through a narrow, often devaluing lens. When someone holds such a stereotype, even unconsciously, they might inadvertently ignore your input, assume you need help when you don't, or simply dismiss your presence altogether. It's not a reflection of your actual worth, but rather the powerful, often unfair, shortcuts their minds are taking. This challenge is further amplified by our youth-centric culture. Everywhere you look, from advertising campaigns to fashion trends and the latest technological gadgets, there's an undeniable emphasis on youth and novelty. This cultural focus, while perhaps unintentional, subtly signals that older adults are less relevant or integrated into these modern contexts. When public spaces, products, and even conversations are designed with a younger demographic in mind, it can inadvertently marginalize those who don't fit that mold. This isn't a deliberate slight, but rather a pervasive cultural signal that can leave you feeling less seen, less heard, and less integrated into the buzzing activity of the world around you. These societal lenses often translate into subtle, yet deeply frustrating, ageist interactions in public. Perhaps you've experienced being spoken to in a condescending tone, often referred to as elder speak, where others mistakenly assume you need simplified language or an overly slow pace. Or consider an instance where you're at a public information desk or a restaurant, and your questions are directed to a younger companion instead of you, assuming a lack of understanding or capability based purely on your age. Even being ignored while trying to get service, with staff seemingly prioritizing younger customers, is a common experience. These aren't isolated incidents. They are recurring patterns that validate your feeling of being dismissed or infantilized, contributing significantly to that sense of social invisibility. The empowering truth here is that recognizing ageism is the vital first step to counteracting its effects. When you understand that the problem lies with these broad societal lenses rather than with you personally, a profound shift can occur. It's not about changing who you are, but about recognizing the external narratives that attempt to diminish your presence. This understanding allows you to shift your internal narrative. It's not me, it's the bias. You are empowered to reject these negative external perceptions and affirm your inherent value. This realization can be incredibly liberating, giving you the strength to stand tall and challenge those outdated frames, embracing your wisdom and strength in every interaction. Beyond the words we speak, a powerful, unspoken language constantly communicates our presence to the world. Have you ever considered how much your body says before you even utter a sound? This is the realm of nonverbal communication, a subtle yet profound interplay of signals that significantly shapes how you are perceived and acknowledged. It's a language understood instinctively, often processed by others without conscious thought. From the moment you enter a room, Your posture, your gaze, the expression on your face, all send messages. These aren't just random gestures. They are deeply ingrained cues that influence whether someone pauses to notice you or if their attention drifts elsewhere. Understanding this silent dialogue is not about artifice, but about becoming aware of the signals you naturally send and learning to use them to your advantage. Among these nonverbal cues, 3 stand out for their immediate impact on visibility: your posture, eye contact, and facial expression. Consider your posture. A slumped back and lowered shoulders can inadvertently signal disengagement or a desire to recede, while an upright, open posture communicates confidence and readiness to connect. It's not about rigidity, but about a comfortable uprightness that projects vitality. Then there is eye contact. A direct, but not aggressive, gaze signals engagement and respect. When you meet someone's eyes, even briefly, you establish a connection that says, "I am here," and "I am present." Conversely, avoiding eye contact can make you seem less approachable or less certain. Finally, your facial expression holds immense power. A neutral or slightly welcoming expression can invite interaction, while a furrowed brow or a tense jaw might unintentionally create distance. These small adjustments can subtly yet profoundly shift how you are perceived by those around you. Furthermore, personal presentation plays a quiet but influential role in how visible you feel and are perceived. This isn't about chasing fleeting trends or striving for a youthful facade, but rather about the psychological impact of a well-maintained appearance. When we dress thoughtfully and maintain our grooming, it often reflects an inner sense of self-respect and care. This sense of confidence, in turn, subtly radiates outwards. Choosing clothing that is comfortable, fits well, and makes you feel good can empower you from within. It's about making deliberate choices that convey a sense of self-possession and engagement with the world. When you feel put together, it naturally translates into a more confident demeanor, subtly signaling to others that you are present, capable, and worthy of attention. It's a gentle yet effective way to reinforce your presence without saying a single word. So how can you practically apply these insights to project more confidence and presence in your daily life? Before entering a social situation, even something as simple as a grocery store or a community gathering, take a moment to adopt what some call a power pose. Stand tall, shoulders back, hands at your sides, or gently clasped. This simple act can subtly shift your internal state and outward bearing. When you need to get someone's attention, initiate eye contact with a gentle, brief gaze, perhaps accompanied by a small, authentic smile. This often acts as an invitation for interaction rather than a demand. Additionally, consciously practice speaking clearly and with appropriate volume. As we age, our voices can sometimes soften, but projecting your voice ensures your words are heard and your presence is acknowledged. These aren't grand gestures, but small, consistent efforts that build over time. The remarkable truth is that even minor adjustments in these nonverbal signals can create a significant difference in your perceived presence and visibility. These strategies are not about fundamentally changing who you are, but about optimizing how your authentic self is communicated to the world. It's about fine-tuning the subtle messages your body and demeanor already send. The cumulative positive effect of these small changes can be profound, gradually shifting your experience from feeling overlooked to feeling acknowledged and engaged. Understanding the silent language of presence empowers you to step into public spaces with greater intention and confidence, transforming moments of invisibility into opportunities for connection. It's a testament to the power of awareness, turning frustration into compassionate action. Beyond our own actions and the perceptions of others, the very spaces we inhabit play a profound role in whether we feel seen or overlooked. Have you ever considered how the architecture, the lighting, or even the ambient noise of a room can subtly dictate who gets noticed and how interactions unfold? It's a fascinating aspect of social science. Physical environments are not merely backdrops. They are active participants in our social dynamics. Some spaces, by by their very design, seem to encourage lively conversation and easy connection, while others might inadvertently foster isolation or make it harder to engage. Understanding these environmental cues isn't about changing the world around you. It's about gaining a strategic advantage in navigating it. Consider the stark contrast between a bustling market and a quiet library reading nook. In a busy, high-sensory environment, a crowded supermarket aisle, a noisy restaurant, or a lively public square, your visibility can often diminish. The sheer volume of information, sounds, and movement can trigger what we discussed earlier, inattentional blindness. People are often so absorbed in their own immediate tasks or observations that their brains filter out much of the periphery, making it easier for an individual to go unnoticed. However, shift to a quieter, more intimate setting, a local park bench, a community center common room, or even a less frequented corner of a cafe, and the dynamics change. Here, with fewer distractions, people's attention is less fragmented. There's a greater opportunity for sustained eye contact, for a greeting to be heard, or for a subtle gesture to be perceived, fostering a stronger sense of presence and potential connection. The environment itself either compounds the challenge or offers a pathway to being seen. The presence of others, particularly in groups, also profoundly impacts individual visibility. Think of the halo effect that can occur when someone is part of an established group. Often, the group itself becomes the perceived entity, and individual members, especially those not at its center, can blend into the collective. If you are standing alone near a group or attempting to join one, the established social energy can be difficult to penetrate, making you feel even more unseen. Large, tight-knit gatherings can feel like impenetrable circles. However, smaller, more fluid groups, or those with open body language, often present more accessible entry points. Learning to observe these subtle group dynamics, understanding when a space or a cluster of people is more or less receptive to interaction, is a powerful strategic tool. It allows you to make informed choices about where and how to position yourself for optimal visibility and comfort. With this understanding, you can begin to make conscious choices about your environments. First, consider choosing settings that naturally align with your interests and offer organic points of interaction. A community garden, a book club meeting, a senior center activity, or a familiar coffee shop where staff recognize regulars can all provide more fertile ground for connection than a sprawling, anonymous shopping mall. Second, think about your physical positioning within a space. Instead of retreating to the most secluded corner, try placing yourself where you are naturally in others' lines of sight, perhaps near an entrance, a service counter, or a shared common area. When seeking attention, a slight step forward, a clear hand signal, or a gentle verbal cue can be more effective than simply waiting to be noticed. Finally, cultivate an active, curious engagement with your surroundings. A quick, genuine smile to someone passing by, a moment of eye contact with a server, or a polite inquiry can often open the door to being seen. These are not grand gestures, but thoughtful, deliberate actions that respect the flow of the environment while subtly asserting your presence. The quiet power of environmental awareness cannot be overstated. It offers a tangible, often low-effort way to influence your social visibility without fundamentally changing who you are. When you understand that the physical context and social dynamics of a place can either support or hinder your presence, you gain a new layer of control. You are no longer merely a passive inhabitant of a space, hoping to be seen. Instead, you become an active participant, making conscious choices about where you go, how you position yourself, and how you subtly engage. This awareness transforms the feeling of being overlooked from a random frustration into a strategic challenge you are equipped to navigate. It empowers you to select and shape your interactions with the world, creating a stronger echo of your presence wherever you choose to be. You've likely explored how others perceive you and how environments can shape your visibility. But what if the very core of feeling seen or unseen begins much closer to home, within yourself? This is where your self-perception comes into play. How you view your own value, your own space in the world, often creates a subtle feedback loop, influencing how others respond to you. It's a quiet, internal mirror reflecting beliefs that may have formed over decades. This internal state, whether it's a deep sense of self-worth or a quiet uncertainty, is often communicated without a single word. Your confidence, or the lack of it, sends silent, nonverbal signals that others unconsciously pick up on, shaping their interactions with you. As life unfolds, you navigate countless transitions. For many older adults, these shifts can be profound. The end of a long career, the loss of loved ones, changes in health or mobility. These aren't just external events. They often redefine your daily roles and, in turn, subtly alter how you perceive your own identity and significance in the wider world. Where you once had a clear, active role, perhaps a position of authority or a bustling family home, those structures may have changed. This journey through different life chapters can, without you even realizing it, lead to an internalized feeling of less relevance or less importance. It's a quiet erosion of public identity that isn't a flaw, but a natural part of adapting to new stages of life, and it can profoundly shape your sense of visibility. This internal landscape is powerfully shaped by your own self-talk. How often do you find yourself silently thinking, "I'm not important anymore," or "no one really listens to what I have to say"? These internal messages, born from past experiences or societal whispers, are more than just private thoughts. They can become self-fulfilling prophecies. When you carry these beliefs, however subtly, they manifest in your physical presence. Low confidence can translate into a hesitant posture, a reluctance to make eye contact, or a quiet voice. These nonverbal cues signal to the world a diminished presence, making it easier for others to unconsciously overlook you. It's not a personal failing, but a powerful pattern where internal doubts can lead to outward signals of withdrawal, creating a loop that reinforces the feeling of being unseen. The good news is that you have the power to influence this inner dialogue and cultivate a stronger sense of presence from within. One gentle yet effective practice is gratitude journaling. Taking a few moments each day to write down what you are thankful for can shift your focus from perceived deficits to abundant blessings. Simple self-affirmations, spoken quietly to yourself, can also counter persistent negative thoughts. Consider phrases like, "My wisdom is valuable," or "I am worthy of being heard." Mindfulness. The practice of being fully present in the moment can help you connect with your inherent worth. Most importantly, focus on your unique strengths, the vast wisdom you've accumulated, and the rich tapestry of your life experiences. These are invaluable contributions that only you possess. Remember to approach this with self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. These consistent, gentle practices build an inner resilience that radiates outward. Ultimately, external validation, while sometimes pleasant, is fleeting. True, lasting presence stems from a deep, unwavering sense of self-worth that is cultivated from within. When you nurture this inner strength, when you authentically believe in your own value, all the external strategies we've discussed, from confident posture to strategic environmental engagement, become more genuine and profoundly effective. This isn't about seeking attention, it's about radiating your inherent worth, your accumulated wisdom, and the vibrant spirit that resides within you. This internal work empowers every other aspect of your visibility. It's a profound and liberating shift, ensuring your presence is felt not because you demand it, but because you are truly present from the deepest part of yourself in every interaction. As we bring our exploration of social invisibility to a close, it's important to take a moment and look back at the ground we've covered. We've unveiled 5 powerful reasons why you might sometimes feel overlooked in public spaces. First, we discussed the perceptual biases of the human brain, those unconscious shortcuts that can cause others to genuinely miss your presence. Then, we examined societal ageism, the subtle yet pervasive stereotypes that can diminish visibility. We moved on to the nonverbal cues you project, from posture to eye contact, and how these signals influence how you are perceived. We also explored environmental factors, understanding how different settings can either amplify or reduce your visibility. Finally, we delved into internalized beliefs, recognizing how your own self-perception profoundly shapes your outward presence. Each of these insights offers a different, yet crucial, piece of the puzzle. What's truly powerful is not just understanding each of these reasons in isolation, but seeing them as interconnected threads woven into the fabric of your daily interactions. No single factor is entirely to blame, nor is any one solution a magic fix. Instead, the feeling of social invisibility often arises from the subtle interplay of these various elements. This holistic understanding isn't meant to overwhelm you, but rather to equip you with a comprehensive toolkit. It empowers you with choice and action, allowing you to approach social situations not with confusion, but with informed awareness. When you grasp how these different forces work together, you gain a strategic advantage, transforming uncertainty into clarity. This journey of understanding leads to a profound shift, moving from the often frustrating feeling of being invisible to the empowering realization that you have agency. You are no longer a passive observer of your own social experience. Instead, you are an informed participant, capable of making conscious choices. This is not about fundamentally changing who you are, but about optimizing how you show up in the world. Even the smallest, most deliberate steps, a more open posture, a conscious smile, choosing a quieter corner in a busy room, or simply affirming your own worth, can begin to create a ripple effect, gradually amplifying your presence and the way you are perceived by others. As you begin to apply these insights, remember that this is a continuous journey of self-awareness and self-compassion, not a destination to be reached overnight. There will be days when you feel more visible, and days when you might still feel overlooked, and that is perfectly normal. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Be kind to yourself throughout this process. Each small adjustment, each moment of mindful presence, is a step forward in reclaiming your space. Embrace the learning, celebrate the small victories, and extend the same patience and understanding to yourself that you would to a dear friend. This journey is about deepening your connection to yourself and the world around you. At the heart of it all lies this undeniable truth. Your presence matters. Every individual contributes a unique thread to the tapestry of humanity, and your wisdom, your experiences, and your very being enrich the world. You have a fundamental right to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. Embrace your unique journey, your accumulated wisdom, and the vibrant person you are. Don't let external biases or fleeting moments of being overlooked diminish your inherent value. Step forward with confidence, knowing that your visible self is a gift to the world, and that, by cultivating your presence, you are honoring your own invaluable existence. Thank you for joining us today on this insightful journey. We hope these perspectives have offered you not just understanding, but also practical tools to confidently reclaim your space in the world. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us and inspire our work. If you found this video helpful and empowering, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and uplifts. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon.